sister had a baby, and my wife and I took it over after she passed away, and it doesn't have any arms or legs, so it's kind of just like a stump, but my wife and I take care of it, and it's growing, and it's fairly happy, and I had to take a second shift at the factory just to put food on the table, but seeing all the love in that little guy's face makes it all worth it in the end. True story.
It's the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod.
Hey, class. I don't feel very good. My throat is scratchy. My nose is stuffy. I'm not at my peak performance. And I don't want to have to yell. So if everyone could just take a seat, relax, calm down, be calm, relax. Welcome to the Pesto Pod. This is kind of science class. I don't know. But I want to start with, first and foremost, this weekend, I took a trip to the Long Island Aquarium. I am nothing if not an honest and authentic connoisseur of aquariums. One might say I am an aquarium aficionado. The Long Island Aquarium tickets for admission, let me tell you this, they are, drum roll please, $50 fucking dollars. 50 buckaroonies for an aquarium that's not even in a major city. So far, not a happy camper. The Georgia Aquarium is the biggest and highest rated aquarium in the United States, and if you get those tickets in advance, it's like $40. So tell me why I'm paying $10 more for an aquarium that's half the size in the middle of nowhere. Peace and love. A scam and a sham, if you ask me. And then you walk in the entrance of the aquarium and you go, okay, so I got robbed, is what you're saying. I got robbed. Because the first thing you see is the seal exhibit. Too small. I don't know much about pinnipeds, but my boys barely have any room to stretch their blubber. Okay? Not a fan. And then you walk in, and the best way I can describe it is like a warehouse that someone tried to make it look like an aquarium movie set. Does that like stick with anyone? Like, okay, so there's like a sculpture, there's a statue of a fish. Sure. The floor is concrete. You look up, exposed beams, exposed pipes, harsh lighting, and it smells like dookie. So, and then like the front desk, it's a very disgruntled teen working there. And I went up to him and I was like, listen, Kyle, is it? $50, you know. That's a lot of money. What do we got to do to get that? What do we got to do to get that price down? You know? Whose leg do you have to hump to get an aquarium discount around here? He was not enthused. So I paid the $50, and then I'm walking in. I go to the workers. I'm like, hey, excuse me, can you just show me the directions to the nearest bathroom? Because I would like to wash up before I'm fucked in the ass. Like, okay, so there's a reef tank. Nice, pretty. There's an Amazon tank, some piranhas, blip, blip. There's some jellyfish, there's some octopus, there's some turtles. It's all fine and good. I'm not impressed, though, you know? The aesthetics aren't doing anything for me. Then we get to the redeeming quality of the Long Island Aquarium, and that is the shark tank. This shark tank, biggest shark tank I've ever seen, biggest sharks I've ever seen in a tank, and it was just super well done. Crazy stuff was in there. There were nurse sharks and white tip reef sharks and tiger sharks, which you might know from such works as Bethany Hamilton's Left Arm. Hello. A green moray eel. It was really cool. I could have spent a bajillion years staring at that shark tank. It was very pleasant for my eyes. And it was awesome. Quick sidebar though about the shark tank. So I love sharks, right? Big shark kid. For me, fucking Discovery Channel Shark Week, that was my Bible. Okay, I read books about sharks. I'm at the beach, full mask and snorkel, flippers, rash guard, because I'm self-conscious about my pudge, and I'm on the hunt for sharks. Okay, big shark kid, and I made a TikTok years ago, probably like 2 years ago now, talking about how much I love sharks. The Long Island Aquarium DMs me, and they go, "Hey, little freak, hey, little weirdo, we saw that you're a weird little shark kid, and we would like to invite you to come cage diving in our shark tank." This is a dream come true. I said, yes, I would like that very much. And I got back to them right away, and I was like, what do you need from me? Like, do you want content in exchange for this? What dates work for you? Like, I can get there by next week. Like, what's the plan, Rebecca? No answer. No worries. You know, they're probably busy. They got fish related matters to attend to. I follow up. Hey, just following up. You know, I really want to swim in that shark tank. Really want to dunk my ass in that shark tank, if that's okay. Nothing. Years go by. Occasionally, I will DM them. I go, hey, I don't know if the offer's still on the table, but I don't know if you guys need like a hot, sexy, funny, charming, mid-sized girl with moderate scalp psoriasis to, you know, go cage diving in your shark tank. But I am available. Nothing. And then last week, right before I was going to go to the Long Island Aquarium, I was like, let me shoot my shot one more time. And I DM'd them. I was like, guys, I'm in the area. I'm paying for a ticket to the aquarium. I'm paying $50, and that's a lot of money. So what can we do to get me in that shark tank, you know? Nothing. They must have taken notes from the last guy I hooked up with, and they ghosted. But I am fair and I am professional. I will not be letting my personal beef get in the way of this aquarium review. So let's continue with my experience last week. Another thing worth mentioning, like half of the aquarium is seasonal. There's like outdoor exhibits, which were all closed, obviously. I think they closed Labor Day. So there go the otters. There go the Japanese snow monkeys. Didn't even see the penguins. Blip, blap, blip. For $50? Come on, Mary Lou. That's crazy. That's crazy. The other redeeming quality, because like before the Shark Tank, the review, the point scale for the Long Island Aquarium, Mariana Trench, right? Bottom of the barrel. The Shark Tank bought it some points. Another thing that I appreciated was, well, actually, you know what? This is another thing that I didn't like. They had a touch tank right when you walked in. Love a touch tank. Love tactile. No like signs with rules. No person like manning the touch tank. I frequent the Mystic Aquarium quite a bit. And at that aquarium, they have someone standing there all the time to make sure that you are washing your hands before and after you go in the touch tank and making sure you're not like grabbing at the little critters in there. Because peace and love, the stingrays don't want your kids' snotty, poopy hands all up in their business. None of that at this aquarium, which I didn't like. I was like, who here is defending like the horseshoe crabs, you know? Have we not seen Finding Dory? We know what they're capable of. But I will say another thing that got them some points was the butterfly room. So they have like a bug section, an insect section, an insection, if you will. And it's basically a big butterfly garden. Super cute, very well done, tons of like flowers, very pretty, all these butterflies flying around. They can like land on you and stuff. And then there's like tanks with bugs on display. I'm not a huge bug gal, but I appreciate a little creepy crawly visual, you know. That was pretty cool. I really like that. We sat in the butterfly room for a while. I went with my friend Emily. She took me to the Long Island Aquarium. So that's $100 they got from us. A butterfly did land on me, so I felt pretty special. Something hilarious happened in the butterfly garden. But before I get to that, let me give my review for this aquarium. I am giving the Long Island Aquarium a 4 out of 10. They did not impress me with much other than the Shark Tank, which was awesome, and the butterfly exhibit. And I stand by that. That's my review. That's who I am. Take it or leave it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Hilarious, though. This is what happened in the butterfly room. There was an old woman in there, and the vibe was This was like there was a younger woman and an old woman, and the old woman was the younger woman's mom, and she has like dementia or something. She's not there mentally, okay? And I don't know if she like lives in a home and this is like her one day out, or her daughter's taking her on like a little outing. This woman was confused, okay? She was not all there. She's walking around the butterfly garden. We're minding our business. This old woman, she's going up to these butterflies. They're on flowers. They're so peaceful. She's going up to them and she's going clapping at them. And so they get scared and fly away. The daughter is like, Mom, like, why are you clapping at the butterflies? And she's like, I want them to dance. Girl, this is a Wendy's. Like, what are you doing? And so the butterfly lands on me, and the old woman comes over to me. She grabs my hands. She goes, so special. And I was like, true. She tries to grab the butterfly. She's grabbing at it. I'm like, hey, maybe don't fucking grab this fragile creature from my tit, please and thanks. And I'm like backing away from her. I'm like, oh no, don't grab it. Don't squash it. And she's like, rah, rah, like trying to get at this butterfly. And then she like taps my friend Emily and she's like, take a picture. And Emily's like, oh, that's a good idea. So she takes a picture of the butterfly on me. And then she's like, more, take more. So Emily keeps taking pictures of the butterfly on me. And then finally the daughter comes around and is like, Mom, stop bothering these nice young ladies. Emily probably had 40 pictures of like this fucking butterfly on me. But yeah, she kind of reminded me of my grandma, except my grandma does not. My grandma's all there mentally. Let's do a sidebar about my grandma. Has nothing to do with anything, but so my grandma, she's 93, I think. She just had a birthday. She's all there. She's like mentally with it. She has good memories. She's good. And she's like the cutest, smallest little Italian woman. She cooks and everything, whatever. The kicker, she's so mean. She's so scary. My grandpa's still alive too. He's also 93. He still works. He's a radiologist and he walks a mile a day, which I don't even do. So he's a sleigh. But they live together. They live like on their own. They don't have any help. And like, she's like, shut up, Jerry. Shut up. You're disgusting. To my grandpa. She's so mean. She has like a little cane with flowers on it. She'll fucking hit you with it. She will hit you with her cane. One time it was my sister's wedding dress fitting, and we took my grandma, and it was kind of like, I was kind of on grandma duty. My mom and my sister are like doing stuff with the dress, so I'm like helping my grandma in and out of the car, helping her up the stairs, whatever. And we get in there. My sister puts the dress on. My grandma's like, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. And then because I'm a joker, I like to make a little jest. I was like, all right, Grandma, it's your turn. You have to put the dress on now. We want to see it on you. She fucking sweeps the leg, canes me in the shin. I'm like, why does this woman have an arm on her? The fuck? Oh, she's nuts. She's so nuts. And she hates Donald Trump, which is such a slay, but she's a little crazy with it. She was like, I fired my landscapers because they voted for Trump. I was like, girl, they're just putting your mulch down. Like, what's the problem? Why were you asking? She'll go up to people in public and she'll be like, who'd you vote for? Who did you vote for? It's crazy. Baller, but it's crazy. And she's also on this wavelength right now where she's like very convinced she's going to die, which 93 heard. But she will my mom went over to help her put up her Christmas tree. She's like, it's just a shame that this is the last Christmas I'm going to have before I die. I was like, girl, be so fucking for real. And when my sister got married, she's like, it's such a shame that this is the only grandkid wedding I'm going to see. That's a double homicide because number one, you're saying you're going to die. Number two, we get it. I'm single and not close to marriage at all. I hear you. She really thinks that I'm a lesbian, which I don't know why. I don't think I've given her much to think that other than vibes. I don't know. I'm not. I'm straight. But I really think I one time visited her with my friend Claire. And so Claire and I walk into my grandma's house and my grandma's like, I'm so glad you finally embraced this part of yourself. I was like, oh, what the fuck? What? Can I not have a friend that I'm not fucking? Be for real. Oh, and another thing. I could go on forever about her. I called her on her birthday, like literally last week, to say happy birthday. And she goes, how are you? Are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm good. She goes, are you? Because sometimes I think you're not well. What does that mean? Who have you been talking to? She thinks I'm gay and sad. What? Get real. Anyway, what was I talking about before my grandma? Love her, though. Love her. She makes great applesauce. Great applesauce. My grandma. Back to the aquarium. back to science class. Yeah, I give it a 4 out of 10. I just love that shark tank, man. I love sharks. I love sharks. I think it really started with my love for the movie Soul Surfer when I was a child. Specifically the scene where that tiger shark turns her arm into a 6-piece chicken McNugget Happy Meal. I don't know why that's like burned into my cerebellum. I can see her like she's in the back of a pickup truck and they're like speeding down the highway. Ominous tribal chants are playing. Helen Hunt is driving. She's praying. A lot of God in that movie. It's a pretty Jesus-y movie. And Carrie Underwood's the fucking youth group leader. Listen, I love Before He Cheats as much as the next guy. What the fuck is she doing in the Soul Surfer movie? Get her out of there. You know? It was a tiger shark that bit Bethany Hamilton. That's your fun fact. Tiger sharks. Here, now we'll really get into the science. Let's get into the science. Tiger sharks are very interesting. They're pretty deadly because they eat a lot of they eat like anything. They eat a lot of junk. A lot of times when they like cut open tiger sharks, like fucking license plates come out. They're just like full Jackie Kennedy sheet metal. They also they're pretty deadly. Well, listen, sharks are very misunderstood. Like, yeah, they're responsible for a few shark attacks every year. Do you know how many sharks humans kill? Who's the real threat? But what else do I know about tiger sharks? The most here's a fun fact. Tiger sharks are ovoviviparous. What's wrong with me? That's actually a real word. Ovoviviparous. It means that they both lay eggs and give live birth. And I'll tell you how that works. Tiger sharks have 2 uteruses. One uterus lays eggs into the other uterus, and then those eggs mature in the second uterus, and then they come out of the charcuterie board as live pups, if you will. So that's kind of cool. The most deadly shark, like the shark with the most kills of humans on record, is the great white, which obviously, like everyone knows, Jaws is the great white shark. They're big and scary. They're really fucking cool. Did you know that they jump? They jump like whales. They like whoosh, shoot themselves out of the water. All like 3 tons of them. So that's pretty baller. But if you ask me, the deadliest shark, I would have to say the bull shark. Why is that, Julia? I'll tell you. The bull shark can live in saltwater and freshwater. So your little ass is thinking of taking a dunk in the local creek. All of a sudden, you're getting your tit chopped off. And I'll tell you something else. You didn't even see it coming, Martha, because you're in a creek and the water's murky. And all of a sudden, you're cooked. That's pretty deadly, if you ask me. My favorite type of shark is the whale shark. They are so cool. They're the biggest shark, so they're massive. They also filter feed. They eat like krill and stuff, so they are not a threat to humans. I don't even think they really have teeth. They're beautiful. They have these like really intricate patterns. They're constantly serving cunt. They're gorgina. I really want a whale shark tattoo. I'm thinking on my ribs. Maybe after I'm a little skintier one of these days. But yeah, I love them. It's on my bucket list to swim with whale sharks. It's like really fucking expensive, and there's only a few places in the world you can do it. But I think that will really cure me of what my grandma thinks is crippling mental illness, ? Another shark that is so fucking crazy and cool that I'm going to tell you about is the Greenland shark. Oh, let me tell you something, Diane. The Greenland shark We know very little about them because they live in really, really deep water in the Arctic, which is very much not accessible. So they're like very not well researched. They're completely blind. They have these weird little parasites that live in their eyes and wiggle around so they can't see anything. Also, they are old as fuck. They live like well over 200 to 250 years. They think they might live up to like 600 years or something. They're so old. They don't even reach sexual maturity until they're 150 years old. So a Greenland shark could have been born when Abraham Lincoln was shot and he just started fucking. That's crazy. They're the oldest living vertebrae, I think. I might have made that up. Look that up. Look up a picture of them. They're crazy looking. They're so freaky. But they're like prehistoric. I'm into it. And they are pregnant for like 10 years or something like that. Kill me. Am I right? The Greenland shark. They're really fucking cool. I love sharks. I do. I really do. Let's see if the class has any questions. I asked if anyone had any questions about sharks. Let's see what you said. Okay. Do hammerhead sharks have a blind spot in front of them because their eyes are so far apart? That's a great question. I think hammerhead sharks are so cool. I would get a tattoo of a hammerhead shark. They're so wacky looking. I think I have a sticker on my laptop with a hammerhead shark, but the head is an actual hammer. Hilarious. Let's see. What else did people ask me? I saw some good questions earlier. What Taylor Swift album do sharks prefer? I am very tempted to say they are fans of Reputation because they have a bad reputation, but in reality, they're just badass and cool. So that's what I would say to that. Maybe like a little bit of like Fearless because they're so nostalgic to me because it takes me right back to my 12-year-old ass watching Soul Server for the 89th time in a week. So maybe that. I'm going to go Reputation, though. They're such Reputation girlies. Let's see. Thoughts on the movie Jaws. Jaws is great. Jaws is such a fucking classic. I watched it way too young. Way too young. I was probably like 6 when I first watched Jaws. And let me tell you something. Seeing that girl get her limbs torn off of her in the opening scene, a little jarring as a child. But I've grown to love it. And my dad and I went and saw The Shark is Broken, which is a Broadway play based off of the making of Jaws. And it was incredible. It was so good. So yeah, I love Jaws. Have I ever seen 47 Meters Down? I have. I saw 47 Meters Down on a date with Jason Kiersbilk from middle school theater. We went on a date to see 47 Meters Down, I think. And now he's engaged. So, what does that mean? Is the Megalodon real? Petition to change the name of the Megalodon to Megalodon. And like, no, it's not. But here's the thing. They would always like blue ball me every year because on the Discovery Channel Shark Week, they'd be like, this is the year we find the Megalodon. And they have like a 2-hour special to search for the Megalodon. Guess what, Jennifer? They don't fucking find it. They don't find it. So no, I don't think the Megalodon's real. But they also didn't think the giant squid was real. Then those little fuckers are in the depths suctioning around. So what do I know, I guess? No, I don't think the Megalodon's real. I know it is a terrible movie with Jason Statham, and that's about all I know. The final question. Let's see. I kind of answered all these. Everyone's asking for my favorite shark, but it's a whale shark. I guess that's it. Where's the first place sharks visited in Europe? Finland. Thank you for your questions. I appreciate it. The moral of the story. I love sharks. I think they're so misunderstood. They are really cool, and they get a bad rap because occasionally they eat a human being. Big whoop. Who hasn't, you know? So I'm team shark, and Thanks for coming to science class? ? I don't know. Moral of the story, go love your local shark. Go watch Jaws. Class is dismissed. And we're going to need a bigger boat.